Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of English Podcast Chill, where we keep things easy, relaxed, and helpful just like a warm cup of tea on a rainy day. I'm your host, Lucas, and today's episode is gonna be so good, especially if you're someone who loves food or just wants to talk about it. This is episode 2, and our theme today is breakfast and food habits, all part of our daily routine series. Joining me today is a very special guest. She's fun, insightful, and definitely knows a lot about food habits around the world. Say hi to Aria.
Hey everyone, I'm Aria. So excited to be here. I've always loved talking about food and routines because they're so personal, but also so relatable. Thanks for having me, Lucas.
Glad to have you. And just so our listeners know, Aria will be joining us regularly for these episodes. So expect more of her good vibes in the future. So today, we're diving into something everyone experiences: breakfast and food habits. You know, it's interesting how the first meal of the day can look so different depending on where you are or what your lifestyle is.
Totally. Some people can't function without breakfast, while others skip it entirely. And then there's all these habits, like meal timing, coffee obsession, sweet versus savory choices. It says a lot about someone.
Exactly. So here's what we'll be talking about today. What do people usually eat for breakfast in different countries? Aria and I will share our own routines, what we eat, when, and why. Do food habits affect your mood or productivity? How do weekends versus weekdays change your routine? And finally, some fun facts or weird breakfast foods from around the world. Sound good?
Perfect. I can already smell the pancakes.
All right. First things first, Aria, are you a breakfast person?
100%. I'm that person who wakes up already hungry. I feel like breakfast sets the tone for my entire day. What about you?
I used to skip breakfast a lot, especially in college. But now, I try to at least eat something light. A banana, a slice of toast, or coffee. Coffee is non-negotiable though.
Same. I'm totally a coffee-first human. But I usually go with oatmeal and fruits, or sometimes scrambled eggs and toast. Depends on the day.
Nice. So let's dig a little deeper. When you were growing up, what was a typical breakfast in your family?
Oh wow. Throwback. My mom used to make miso soup and rice in the mornings. Very Japanese style. Sometimes with a small grilled fish or pickles. It was super comforting.
That's so different from my childhood. I grew up in the US, so it was more like cereal, milk, maybe some toast. Weekends were special, pancakes or bacon and eggs.
I love that. It's so cool how food habits reflect culture. Even the idea of sweet versus savory breakfast. Like, in Japan or Korea, breakfast is more like lunch. In the US or Europe, it's sweeter.
Exactly. So now that we're adults, how have your food habits changed?
Honestly, I've become more flexible. I try to listen to my body more. If I'm not hungry, I don't force myself to eat. But I do keep healthy snacks around, like nuts or yogurt. You?
I've started doing intermittent fasting sometimes, especially when I know I'll have a late lunch. But yeah, hydration is key for me in the morning. Water first, then coffee, then food.
Speaking of habits, do you think your food routine affects your productivity?
Totally. If I skip breakfast and jump into work, I'm okay for like 2 hours. Then boom, I crash hard. I get grumpy, distracted, and snack like crazy.
Haha, same here. I notice I concentrate better if I eat something with protein in the morning. Eggs, Greek yogurt, or even just nuts. Sugar crashes are real.
Do you have different routines for weekdays and weekends?
Oh yeah. Weekdays, I keep it quick. something fast and healthy. Weekends, I slow down. I might cook pancakes or try new recipes. Sometimes, I even go out for brunch with friends. What about you?
Weekdays are coffee and toast. Maybe peanut butter. Weekends, big breakfast. I love eggs, hash browns, sausage, the whole deal. Or I try something new like shakshuka.
Ooh, I love shakshuka. It's so flavorful.
All right, time for a fun one. What's the weirdest breakfast food you've tried?
Okay, don't judge. But in the Philippines, they serve garlic fried rice with dried fish and vinegar for breakfast. I was surprised at first, but it's actually amazing.
That sounds intense, but kind of awesome. Mine was in Iceland. Fermented shark. Not exactly breakfast why, but they offered it in the morning at a guest house. I took one bite, and never again.
Ha ha ha, brave man. So, to wrap this part up, what would your dream breakfast look like if you had all the time in the world?
Ooh, good one. Let's see. I'd start with a smoothie bowl, then some avocado toast, scrambled eggs, a cinnamon roll, and of course, coffee. How about you?
That sounds perfect. Mine would be Japanese-style breakfast, but with a Western twist. Grilled salmon, rice, miso soup, soft-boiled egg, then a cappuccino and maybe a croissant on the side, because balance.
Wow, we covered a lot today. From what we eat for breakfast, how our routines have changed, to how food affects our mood and productivity.
And let's not forget the weird breakfasts. I think the big takeaway is, food habits say a lot about who we are, and there's no one right way to start your day.
Exactly. Whether you're a coffee-only person or someone who enjoys a full meal in the morning, it's all about finding what works for you.
And if you're learning English, just talking about your food habits is a great way to practice speaking naturally. It's simple, it's personal, and it helps build your vocabulary.
Couldn't agree more. All right, folks. That's a wrap on episode 2 of English Podcast Chill. We hope you enjoyed hanging out with us as much as we enjoy talking about food.
Thanks for listening. And hey, we'd love to hear from you. What's your breakfast routine like? Any weird or unique food habits you want to share?
Leave us a comment, send us a message, or tag us on social media. Don't forget to follow the podcast, hit subscribe, and share this with your English learning friends.
Until next time, keep it chill, keep it tasty, and keep practicing English every day.
Catch you in the next episode. Bye.